Rick van der Ven of the Netherlands is your gold medalist and able to hold his arms and that bow very high in the air, pose for his golden moment.
There comes a smile.
Excel Sights, leading technology, proven results.
There are those of us who like to venture to the unexplored, to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. Those of us who go out there with a sense of wonder. If you're one of us, and if you want to explore more of this great planet, we're ready to take you there. It's time. Turkish Airlines. Widen your world.
Tworząc nową Kia Sorento, myśleliśmy o ludziach takich jak Daniel, dla których najwyższą wartość stanowi połączenie perfekcji i jakości z wyrafinowaną sztuką i finezją. Wybierając nową Kia Sorento, Daniel miał także na uwadze komfort przyjaciół, z którymi często podróżuje. Nowa Kia Sorento, stworzona dla perfekcjonistów, idealna dla każdego.
Welcome to Wroclaw, Poland. This quaint, historic city has been ruled by Bohemians and the Austrian Empire, not to mention Prussia and Germany. Wrocław is now the capital of the Polish region known as Silesia. But this past week, it's also been the capital of World Cup archery, with athletes coming from around the globe to try and establish their own empire. To do that, they would need to conquer everything and everyone standing in the way of those all-important medal matches and the precious points required to reach the World Cup finals in Mexico City. So the heat is definitely on here in Poland, my friends, where you are looking live at the immaculately manicured grounds surrounding Centennial Hall, the crown jewel and best-known landmark in Wrocław, Poland, site of Stage 3 on the 2015 Archery World Cup campaign. Along with the Honey Badger, Rio Wild of the United States, I'm Carl Arky, putting out the welcome mat here in Poland, where it's been a wide-open field this week, especially with the Koreans deciding to head home with their amazing medal haul from the World Championships in Copenhagen just 2 weeks ago. Rio, obviously with Korea not here, that's an opportunity for a lot of archers to make up some ground, but true competitors always want the best competition. Would you rather have seen the Koreans come?
Oh, 100%. 100%. There's never a... I've been one of them people my whole life that I would rather be where all the best of the archers are. I mean, for a long time we had Lancaster and Nimes fall at the same time, and I felt like there was a lot more depth at Lancaster, so I would go there instead of Nimes, and that made my decision. So it's a tough deal. I get why they're where they are. I mean, they want to they took a lot of their recurve guys to get home, get them some rest, because they're going to really make a push for the test event. So they will be going to Columbia early, I hear, and then on into Rio to get ready for the test event there. And so it makes sense to me. I get it as an athlete, rest them up, get them ready, and, do all that. So
the Koreans, they're not here, so we've got a great field still nonetheless.
Yeah.
And today it's already been a good day for Crystal Gauvin. It could be a huge day for Crystal.
Yeah, she could walk away with 3 medals, and that's a pretty good accomplishment. Not many can say they've ever done that, so that's a pretty good deal to have in your hat.
And on the men's side, I'm intrigued by the gold medal match. That should be interesting. Verma and Ibadi.
Yeah, they've met in the Asian Games, and so it should be good to see. They both were shooting really solid scores all week.
A little bit warm, but the mascots still bringing the heat here in Wrocław, Poland, where you better have an umbrella if you're going to sit in the grandstands. It is, let's put it this way, a little toasty here in Wrocław.
It is that. It is plenty warm.
And Rio knows he was out on the field this morning competing in the team competition and the gold medal match there. We'll talk about that a little bit more as the day goes on here on Archery TV. And we should say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending whereupon in the world you happen to be watching here on Archery TV. Well, we get set now for the men's, or I should say the mixed team bronze medal match. And a great matchup between the team seeded 11th, Colombia, against top-seeded USA. This is Colombia first out of the tunnel and taking the field of battle here in Wrocław, Poland. As we mentioned, Colombia came through qualifying and seeded 11th this week. They defeated Ukraine by 1 in the quarterfinals before dropping a 3-point decision to Denmark in the semifinals. And so, competing for Colombia today, it's the duo of Maya Marcen, who happened to join us here on Archery TV this morning. We want to thank Maya for joining us and contributing her comments this morning during the team competition. Now she's out there on the field. Maya Marcen teaming up with Daniel Munoz, the 26-year-old who's ranked 15th in the world. And they'll take on the team from the USA, the top-seeded team from the United States. The USA pulling off a 1-point win over Slovenia in the quarterfinals before losing by 1 point to Iran in the semifinals. Crystal Gauvin, the aforementioned Crystal Gauvin, leading out Braden Kellentine, who again, high fives. I'm not sure exactly what those mascots are. Have you figured that out yet, Rio?
I haven't, but I'm sure it's plenty warm inside them suits.
Can you imagine? That's where, if we want to lose some weight, just put on one of those suits and run around here today.
That is for sure.
All right, Crystal Gauvin. It's the G team, Gauvin and Gellentine out there. Crystal Gauvin back for more. Crystal getting a silver medal, or I should say a bronze medal this morning in women's team competition. And Braden Gellentine getting the silver medal in the men's team competition. As I mentioned, those two teaming up this week to beat Slovenia in the quarterfinals and then losing to Iran in the semifinals. Now at stage 1 in Shanghai was the Netherlands coming away with the mixed team bronze medal. Irina Markovic and Mike Schlosser defeating Slovenia 155 to 149. And then on the beach in Antalya, it was Germany also defeating Slovenia.
Yellow card, back.
Now, in mixed team scoring,
Go,
the format has 2 athletes, 1 male, 1 female
play.
archer, obviously per country. Competition plays out over 4 ends, 2 arrows per competitor in each end. So each team will take a total of 16 shots to decide the winner, and once again, total points determine the final outcome. Crystal Gauvin starting off with a 9.
It's a little high right.
And a yellow card to start off with to get her a little excited, so we'll see how that kind of affects the things.
Some butterflies on those first few shots?
Could be a little antsy.
So here's Braden with his first shot.
Both a little high, could be a little, nervous. The nice part is Crystal's a really quick shooter, so time should not be an issue.
So here's Maya Marcen, whose 4-year-old son Lucien back home in Colombia, proud of mom after that shot.
Yeah, good start. Gives you good confidence.
She talked about that this morning, how important she feels that start is. Get off to a good start. You have a great chance. Here's Daniel Munoz, 26 years old, ranked 15th in the world. And a beautiful shot, so a great
Matches
start.
her arrow. Yeah, that's a great confidence builder, especially when your opponent shoots 2 down. It gives you a little bit of a breathing room, and the mixed team goes pretty quick. You know, it's a short round. And
Crystal Gavin right back up on the line and back in the center circle.
yeah,
Good, right at the bottom.
shook it off pretty quick and easy.
One at a
And
time. You got full 25.
And you can hear Mel in the background telling Braden he's got lots of time. That's that advantage you were talking about, Rio, how quickly Crystal
right there.
shoots.
yep.
Extra
Oh yeah,
10 o'clock.
plenty of time. And it's not that she's rushing anything or doing anything. She just has a nice fast shot. You know, and that's how she does it.
It works for her.
Yep.
And it worked for the U.S. back-to-back 10s. And here's Maya Marcin, who moved to Colombia from Slovenia and has been a great addition to the Colombia national team. Now Daniel Munoz, who won the silver medal on his own at stage 2 in Medellin last summer, losing to Peter Elzinga in the gold medal match by just 2 points.
Yeah, we're all tied up. I mean, you see that a lot sometimes in some of these matches where a guy, you know, they start off really good and the other team gives them a little breather and then they put pressure on and the other team comes back to them a little bit. So it's kind of one of the things that you see that.
It's the ebb and flow of a match.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. And it works out really interesting because you can watch a guy miss and then all of a sudden the other one, the pressure adds to them and they miss. And so it works out really good. It's really a neat way that World Archery's come up with a system to alternate the arrows to make it do a lot of that in that way.
You guys compete in all kinds of weather, all kinds of conditions. Obviously here in Wroclaw, it's close to, well, for those in the United States, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I think somewhere in the 30-degree range Celsius. What's it like to shoot in this kind of heat? I mean, there's obviously, is the grip become a problem with the bow?
A lot of people you'll look and see, like I use a tennis racket wrap so that it tries to help my hand not slip because you do get sweaty. Braden made a joke earlier that black wasn't the best choice of colors for bows today because it was hot. And so there's a lot of little things that happen, a lot of things that you do, but the biggest thing is just keeping yourself focused because the heat will wear you down and make you tired and you'll do something silly or stupid and then it'll get you.
And there's enough distractions as is.
Yep, agreed.
So we're tied at 38 after that opening end, the opening salvo, and Crystal Gavin, who left the corporate world to pursue archery.
10 line.
An amazing story, an amazing
Good shot.
athlete and sportswoman.
Yeah, she used to be a swimmer.
Yeah.
She was a swimmer. She was
Yeah.
a volleyball player.
Yeah.
She was a softball player. She's done so many things. She's a Renaissance woman.
Yes.
And there's
Excellent
Braden
play.
right down the middle.
That got all 4 legs in one shot.
The U.S. off to a flying start here in the second end. That means Maya Marcin has to match, as well as her partner, Daniel Munoz.
On and on. There has been a little left to right out there today. Not a lot, but a little bit. And I know on some of our arrows we talked about it in between our match. So it could be a little bit of moving that back and forth, but hard to tell.
Munoz.
I think he just caught.
Good, Crystal. Just like the
They
first
post a
one.
10 up on the board. So it's nip and tuck here in the opening match of the afternoon on Compound Saturday in Wrocław, Poland. Along with Rio Wild of the United States, I'm Carl Arky.
9
And
at
we
3
hope you're
o'clock.
enjoying our shot-by-shot
It's just
coverage
right-
wherever you are in
right
this
side of 10.
world, wide world of ours.
Nice strong shot, Braden.
You feel pressure to pick up and come through with a
just
10
love this
to,
fight.
A little
after a
bit.
9 like that?
A little bit, like today a lot. I mean, we had one end that we had a 9 and an 8 shot in the first 2 arrows, and it's like, as the third person, you're like, man, I got to help something. I got to stop the bleeding.
Because you got to balance that out.
Yep, you do. And as a team, that's how it works. I mean, just like, you know, in any other sport, basketball, whatever, if a guy misses a bunch, one guy's got to pick it up or you're going to be in trouble.
Well, that's the situation Daniel Munoz is in right now. Now, Maya, much to her credit, was able to catch that line, so it's a 9.
Not
but
an 8, but
right now, it would behoove Daniel Munoz to come up with a 10 right here and keep this close.
yep.
If it's going to remain a 1-point match, and he does.
He does.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that can be a little tougher to be a follow-up guy. I mean, I can say that I've won world championships as a lead and as a follow. And I will say this in the U.S., we're really lucky to be able to communicate a lot like we do. I've actually had teammates walk up in the middle of a match and say, I don't feel like right now if I had to shoot a 10 at the last arrow, I could, so let's move. You know, and I think that's a pretty good credit to a lot of people's deal that we have been able to be as successful as we have as long as we have. And it's a different deal.
And some people are just built, and I don't care what sport you're talking about, Rio, but some people are just built for that kind of a situation. They want to be in that spot, in that position, and they do better.
Yep, they do. They do. It exactly will. It puts a little more pressure on them. They like that. It's pressure. People do pressure so differently.
Right.
You know, I mean, you got a lot of. I look at archery and you see a lot of stages. You see the guys that come in, they don't know what they're doing, they do really well and win, and then I call it they get the poster boy syndrome because they get on the front of the magazine and then they freak out and you may never see them shoot well again, and then because companies start to come behind and help them, they feel all that added pressure.
It's a double-edged sword.
It is.
The success, yes.
Success can be a double-edged sword, yes, very much so.
No question about that. Well, a good match going on right now in the mixed team bronze medal match, compound Saturday. And the USA with a 1-point edge, 77-76, but no lead safe.
No, it's especially in this. I mean, it's a quick round. It's 10. Good start.
Beautiful shot by Maya Marcen.
And like I said, the setup is to put the pressure on the other team. If he can stand up here and put a 10 and they're only down 1, you never know what could happen on the other side.
Daniel Munoz, who won a mixed team gold medal at stage 1 in Shanghai at the start of this outdoors season. He's serious.
Oh, he's shooting well. I mean, I don't think he missed one in the first end, but has been clean since then, I believe.
Had a 9 on his second arrow. Yeah, and that's it. Yep.
And there's the door open. Like I said, it adds the pressure. You never know what's going to come through.
Exactly. Tough break right there.
Yeah. So now, like we talked about, even more, it's more pressure on Braden to put this in to kind of pick up for her. And you'll hear us even in our round stand up and say, come on, we got to pick him up.
There you go.
We did.
And he does.
Yeah.
The thing about it is he's been in that situation so many times. You've been in that situation so many times.
Yep, we have. And
mere mortals like me would crumble.
Yeah. No, it's experience, and that's one thing that the U.S. team does have a lot there.
Maya Marcen keeps putting them down. So Colombia looking for another 10 from Daniel Munoz.
And guaranteeing a 1-point lead going into the last half, or the next end. So
if he can come through with the 10 right here.
Nope. So the door's open. They could tie it up going into the last 4.
The plot doth thicken right here. The 10 ties it up. 2 10s.
Yeah.
Ties it up.
We'll see how Crystal recovers from her 8. That's a hard one too. I mean, we watched this morning one of my teammates shoot an 8 and then followed up with another 9. So it's a hard, because not only do you put pressure on yourself to pick up for them, but they themselves feel like they don't want to let you down as much, and so it can be another pressure added there.
It's an interesting dynamic, this team competition. Well, Crystal did what she had to do, and Braden does what he needs to do.
All tied up with 4 arrows left. There are 8 arrows between the 2, but
it's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It is. Makes for interesting. And this is the furthest the U.S. team has been in the mixed team this year.
So the USA and Colombia tied up at 38 all after the opening end. Americans went up by 1 after the second end, and now after 3 ends, we're tied at 115. So it's basically anybody's match right now.
Yeah. And the U.S. being the #1 team gets to shoot first, so they get to put the pressure on. So
they've got that opportunity. Crystal Gauvain going for her second medal, as is Braden Galantine, Maya Marcen, and Daniel Munoz out there for the first time today. Advantage to the Americans for having shot already this morning?
It's a huge advantage. I think that is one of the most understated things. Anytime you're going to be shooting in an individual or something, if you get to get out there with a team and shoot a little bit on the field, I think it's a huge advantage. And I think that will bode well for our men's gold medal. You know, Vermeer getting to be out there for the world or for the team event earlier. I think that will bode well in his chance, because to me that always meant a lot, that I got to do it out there on the team before I do an individual. And so I think where these two have both done teams, it's helping them right now.
Well, you get a feel for the lay of the land. You also get a feel for the weather conditions.
Yep.
Even though there's slight breezes today, they're are breezes.
Yep, yep. And you can see it, Braden shooting way better this match than he did his first one. So, you get kind of like the cold water and putting your feet in. First time you put it in, it's a little shock and awe, and, the more you do it, shut the door a little bit. The more you do it, the more you get used to it. And so I think that's a lot of what goes on that field. But Braden shooting good. This.
Yep, just above the X ring at 11 o'clock.
Worked awfully hard after Copenhagen.
Yep, he did.
Added some weight to his bow, changed his release, I understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's had a rough season out, not in the U.S. I mean, me and him have faced off in 2 gold medal matches this year, so. But internationally, a
little bit of a
ginch there.
Yeah, she flinched just a little bit.
Gave it back, yeah.
In fact, it's interesting. Talked with Maya this morning about target panic, and she said, I don't know an archer who hasn't had it at one point in time or another.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's in any sport that uses a target. I mean, I had it when I was 12 years old, so I understand it all too well.
Munoz.
Yep. So we're still tied with 2 arrows left.
Dead center.
Makes for an interesting match. So now the pressure comes back to the U.S. to see if they can get a little bit.
Playing poker with bows and arrows.
Yeah.
Who can throw down? Oh, Crystal Gauvin does.
Next at 4 o'clock. Good job.
Nice comeback after her first 9 to step it up. And then Braden to close up the match. He's done it plenty of times. I've had he was our trailer in a bunch of our shoots. So.
Can he double down? Yes, he does.
There you go. Good job.
So the pressure is all on Colombia right now. Anything less than a 10, and the bronze goes to the USA. 2 10s, and there it is. Maya Marcin unable to come up with a 10 that she absolutely had to have. And so the match will go to the USA and the bronze medal as well. Daniel Munoz trying to finish it out strong. It's not a matter of who is going to win. It's just a matter of how much, and it's a 2-point margin of victory for the United States as Crystal Gauvin and Braden Gelentine, the G team, teams up, and they will take the bronze medal in the mixed team compound competition. So that's 2 medals on the day now for both Braden and Crystal.
Yeah. They walk away with 2, and that's always a good, solid, you can't be disappointed if you walk away with medals. So.
Crystal's in an interesting situation this year with Erica, obviously, on maternity leave.
Yeah.
A lot of this has fallen now on the shoulders of Crystal Gauvin, and she's responded really well this summer.
Yep, she is, and I think her finishing at the World Championships gave her a lot of confidence. I mean, she struggled a lot in the mixed team. Like I said, I think this is the furthest the U.S. team has been mixed-wise, and I mean, with Erica around, we won a lot of these. In fact, me and her hold the world record. So it's not to say that the U.S. doesn't have the talent. It's just getting Crystal the experience, and she hasn't been around a lot. I mean, it's getting the confidence. We all know what confidence does for an athlete. It's a lot.
Well, she only picked up the sport just a couple of years ago, and it's a testimony to what a great athlete that she is, that she's able within a short period of time to become a high-level competitor at this level.
Yeah, it is. She's come a long ways in a hurry, but she works hard at it. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize is you get a lot of this sport you get out of what you put into it.
So she's not sitting by the pond with her feet in the water?
No, not at all. She works hard. She puts a lot of time behind the bow, and that it always bodes well that.
So Braden Gelentine now picks up, by my medal count, I think that's his 46th medal in his career, as he collects the bronze medal here in mixed team competition in Wroclaw, Poland. And actually last year here in Wroclaw, Braden picked up the gold medal in mixed team competition. So Poland has been good for Braden Gelentine. It was good for Crystal Gauvin today. Good effort by Maya Marcin and Daniel Munoz, though. I don't want that to be lost in all of this.
No, they shot well. I mean, at 2 point, the last 2 arrows were 9s. Otherwise, they're right there with them. So they did well.
By the way, the mixed team standings after stage 1 in Shanghai, Colombia was leading with 16 points. After stage 2, though, in Antalya, Denmark had moved into the top spot with 20 points. And in mixed team scoring, the first place team that wins the gold medal picks up 16 points. Second place, 12 points. And the bronze medal that Braden Gelentine and Crystal Gauvin just won brings 10 more points to the United States. All right, we move on now to the mixed team gold medal match. Should be interesting as well. And this is Iran, the 13th seeded team here, but they made it all the way to the gold medal match. Iran defeating Germany in the quarterfinals in a shoot-off before beating the United States by just 1 point in the quarterfinals. And there he is, Ismail Ibadi on the right, 39-year-old, and he's teaming up with Afsana Shafilavija, Afsana Shafilavija, the 25-year-old. So those two out on the turf. Let's be honest about it, it is turf.
Oh, and it's hot.
It is hot.
I felt it through the bottom of my shoes today. There's no forgiveness for that out there.
It does come up through the shoes, and it does give you the hot foot. So Afsana Shafilavija and Ismail Ibadi getting set to take on the duo from Denmark that defeated India by 1 in the quarterfinals before beating Colombia by 3 in the semifinals. And it will be Stefan Hansen, the 20-year-old reigning world champion now, teaming up with Sarah Holst Soneshin, who's also 20 years old. It's remarkable what these kids are doing these days. What were you doing when you were 20?
Shooting my bow.
You were shooting your bow.
Yeah, I've done it for a few years now, so.
Sarah Holst Soneshin, 20 years old, ranked 24th in the world, winner of 17 matches, has won 65% of her matches. And of course, Stefan Hansen, ranked 9th in the world and the world champion after Copenhagen's World Championships 2 weeks ago. And Stefan Hansen going for his second medal of the day as well.
Yeah, like we talked about, this will be his second time out on the field, which I think is a clear advantage. So we'll see if it pays well for him or not.
His teammate, though, out for the first time. Of course, that's true for the two Iranian archers.
Yeah.
Shafilavija and Ibadi. Of course, Ibadi coming off a world title in the team competition in Copenhagen, where it was a little bit cooler.
A lot. The temperature differences are not even close. It's really strange that in 2 weeks we've gone to Europe and we've had such different weather.
A little bit different up in Scandinavia.
Yeah.
And the Danes start off with a 10.
Yeah.
Sarah Holst Soneshin, her average score right around 9.44. She finished 9th in Copenhagen individually. And Stefan Hansen continues his hot shooting.
Yeah. He's shooting well, and it breeds confidence, and your shot comes really easy then.
So now Ibadi, 39 years old, ranked 27th in the world, and he's been having an outstanding summer.
Yep. Yeah, he has done very well. He shot well the other day in the eliminations. Very well.
Shafilavija, 25 years old, ranked 73rd in the world. A little bit low, but catches the line.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, always in the mixed team, where you look and see if you're the half of the team, if what the stronger one can carry the other one, or if the other one will step up to meet with the stronger competitor. Because you see that sometimes. You see when the other one gets the confidence from the guy, or the gal gets the either way, it works out real interesting. Yeah, he continues his good shooting. I mean, like I said, I think a lot of it has to do with getting the experience out there. And that was shot broke low and hit just a hair bit low, so it's going well for him today.
Now Ibadi, who started off this year with a team silver medal in Shanghai at stage 1. Picked up that world championship team gold in Copenhagen, and now is in the mixed team gold medal match here in Poland. Shafilavija just off the mark.
Both her arrows were low, so we'll see if she catches on to that and moves her side, or if she fights with that. So I actually talked to Wheaty, that's coaching Italy now, and he said that the hardest part for him is coaching some people is they don't want to move their sight. And he says, I have had that fight with so many people, and with one of his students right there. She finally moved it. It was funny because her next arrow was out the top, but she didn't have one arrow above center, and so.
Why would you not move it?
You know what? Sometimes, a lot of times, people shooting will be like, "It's me. I'm the reason it's hitting low. I'm the reason." But to me, I always move mine a lot because I will give myself help. We're such a creature of habit. If I'm happen to be not realizing it and I'm holding a hair low and it's breaking low and doing that, if I can give myself a little click to maybe help me out a little bit, I think there's a huge part of maybe it saves a 10, maybe it saves a 9, maybe it saves an 8, maybe it saves something that I may have done, I just call them my help clicks, So
you just have to get past being stubborn, huh?
That's it, exactly.
Trust the equipment.
Yeah, realize that, yes, you do silly, dumb things, but you paid a lot of money for that sight, so you use them knobs and move them.
We have the technology, Real.
Yes, we do.
We have the technology.
Yep. Oh, yeah, and they make some amazing tools for these bows.
So it's 39-38. Denmark with the early lead. So a body shoots first and shoots well.
Yeah, it continues. Hanging a little bit on that left side of the tan, but still solid.
Shafi Lavija with 4 victories in international competition, looking for her 5th. She debuted in 2014. In fact, almost medaled her first time out, lost in the bronze medal match at stage 1 in Shanghai last year.
It's a pretty good start.
Yeah, not bad. Get to a medal match and almost win a bronze.
Yeah.
Good look at Sarah Holst Sonneshin, who did well in Yankton, South Dakota this year, silver medalist at the 2015 World Youth Championships.
Yeah, and like I said, she did well at the World Championships herself, so these two are both bringing off a lot of confidence, and so I think she'll feed off how Stefan's shooting, and it'll help him.
It's just amazing to me to see what composure these young athletes have. But I guess, they've had so much experience.
Yeah, and that's one of the cool parts about our sport is we have the juniors and we have all the other entities that help them get used to it.
The cadets, and it does bring them along, so by the time they're 20 years old, they're grizzled veterans.
Yeah, they've played the game enough. They've seen a lot of things.
Well, actually, they're veterans. You're the grizzled veteran.
Yeah.
Rio Wild along with Carl Arky here on Archery TV. And Iran running the table with 4 straight 10s here in the second end.
3 X's, so they were shooting very well. I'm going to put a little pressure on Denmark. We'll see if they can finish these last 2 out to hang on to a tie or if they're going to fall behind a little bit. Ooh.
She looks steady, but the shot leaks out into the 8 ring.
Well, it broke a little low. I don't know if she let it go or if the wind kind of caught her a little bit and she moved because we can feel it come through a little. But she knew when it went where it was. And Stefan catches it on that left side because, like I said, you could feel it coming across a little right to left. And you see him look at it like, doesn't look as bad and maybe didn't feel as bad, but you could tell it moved the arrow a little more than he thought.
In that situation, what's running through your mind as you're trying to use that computer of a brain like yours to try to take in all that information? How do you process all that so that you get the right shot?
It's tough to guess. In a team event, you hope, and the hard part with a girl is the speed of the bow is so different to know how far to aim off. But for the most part, as communications, you'll be like, hey, I had to hold right side 9, right side 10, and usually you have somebody behind you say, ooh, it's picking up a little more, it's a little less. And the hardest part is, where do you go? It's a kind of a guess game, and how much is it going to go or what's it's going to do, because you never know until that arrow goes down there what kind of difference it's going to cause.
And as soon as you guess and you release the arrow, the wind's going to pick up. All of a sudden.
Or stop.
Or
I've had it. You'll be fighting it, holding it up there against that wind, and it just stops, and you go way out, and it's right where the pin broke. So you're like, oh man, the wind let me down. But it can be a challenging little deal. It's not. That is the tough part about outdoors is the wind it'll either help you or it can really hurt you. And if a guy gets on during a roll during the wind, it can be scary because it'll help them just break at the right times and just. It happens. If it's your day in the wind. Is kind of how I always think about it.
Just when you think you've got it all figured out.
Yep.
Well, right now, Denmark's got to get some things figured out because Iran leads by 2, 78-76. And Sarah comes back with a stronger effort.
Yeah, see, and I think she's still on that right side because there's enough coming across her that she's not really cut onto it first. And like I said, women don't shoot the draw length of the pound, so the bow's not as fast. So they Stefan
can't break through that wind quite as easily.
Yep. So you know he's got back in the middle after that last one that he was on that left side with the wind.
Stefan Hansen, a 3-time champion at the Youth World Championships. Did it again in Yankton just last month. Now
I'll go out on a limb and say he guessed out the right side. You can kind of tell by his look, and it's like, yeah, it went right where I aimed. Because you watch the wind gauge on the monitor, it's lit up just a little bit. It had gone from 2 to down to 0.3.
So he was counting on the wind to help him out,
exactly.
Bring it back. Yeah. Shafi Lavija, little low.
Yeah, so it puts us within 1 now. So we're back to a real serious match. So
on a hot summer Saturday afternoon in Wroclaw, Poland.
yeah,
Sarah gets a good grip on it.
yeah,
Lets it
over
rip.
the 10 and see if Stefan can pick it up and put a little more pressure on him. And he's been solid. He's cleaned this whole match, so. And he continues it.
Just does not miss.
Well, and like we talked about earlier, having shot out there already, it helps the kind of deal.
So Stefan Hansen definitely in the groove right now, and the pressure is on the team from Iran, but a body comes through. It's a big shot right here now for Shafi Lavija. And a disappointing 8.
And as the U-birds fill the field as you get sometimes when it's not the best shot because people give the oohs. I've heard them.
Not exactly what you want to hear.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
You get that. Vegas is the one place that I hear that more than anything when you're down to the shoot off, and if a guy misses, it's like, ooh, and you know.
Well, back and forth we go. It was Denmark jumping out to a 1-point lead after the first end. Then Iran came back to grab a 2-point lead after 2 ends. But Denmark comes right back, helped out by that 8 from Shafi Lavija. And Denmark goes up by 1 again, 115-114. So a seesaw battle going on here in the gold medal mixed team match at Stage 3, the 2015 Archery World Cup Tour. Much more in store after this match. We'll go to the individual matches, which should be very, very interesting.
Yeah, there should be some good ones. The nice part is we got some good matches here. Our mixed team have both been really good. I mean, 1 point right now, and the other one was won by 2 in the last 2 arrows.
MashaAllah, Ismail. MashaAllah, Ismail. Barakallah. Ya Ali.
Denmark came into Wrocław leading in the standings after Stage 2 in Antalya and trying to stay on top of the standings, but what a shot by a body.
Yep, right in the middle. Starts it off good. And we'll see if that puts the pressure on. If she steps up and puts one in, I can see a lot of pressure going over to the team from Denmark.
Can that 10 put more pressure on her? Does it really? Well, there's an 8. So
Yeah,
maybe
and
that
everything she
answers my
shot-
question.
Everything she shot low. So she's looking at her bow, wondering if something's going on there, and maybe it is. You just don't know, and that's sad if it's equipment problem that you're having, but it happens. Yeah, that's it.
Relentless.
Yeah.
The Danes pouring it on right now, trying to pull away. Here in this 4th and deciding end. The man who won't miss,
Missed.
just missed.
Yeah, just low.
Just a little bit.
And he knew when he let it go. It was a little low. And, you know, you only miss one in a match. That's a pretty solid shoot. I don't care who you are. Oh, and an 8. As good as you shot the whole time, that 8's
Yeah.
kind of a surprise there.
Unexpected
Yeah.
from Ismail Abadi. So Iran started to fade in this heat
Yeah.
here in Wrocław. A 10, 2 8s, and a 9.
That's a rough finish. You know, I mean, hoping for a good one to put some pressure on the opposing team, and that doesn't do that really well.
Kind of scuffling towards the finish line. Meanwhile, Denmark continues to march towards the victory.
Yep.
And I think Stefan Hansen could do this with his eyes closed, maybe one hand behind it. Well, I guess you can't do it with one hand behind his back.
No, that'd
you
be
need
a
both
little
hands,
tough.
yeah.
But yeah, he could probably let this one go on pretty well. Barring anything blown up, it's going to be there.
True to form, par for the course. He puts it right dead center. Stefan Hansen closing the door. And he and Sarah Soneshin have wrapped it up and won the mixed team gold medal here at stage 3 in Wroclaw, Poland. And they do it in convincing fashion, pulling away down the stretch to win by 5, 154 to 149. A little bit of a deceiving score. It was really a good match through the first 3 ends.
Yeah, and like we talked about, it was that last end where they just it got out of hand. Let's put it that way, because it's hard to say because they shot really well in them last, actually 3 arrows. So, because in X9 or X8, 8, and 9, they started off good. It just sometimes that happens. You know, the pressure gets to you. The thoughts of, hey, I got to put 2 down there and get it done, and it can get to you. You know, and we're curious to see how it carries over because Ibadi has to shoot this afternoon against Vermeer, and it will be interesting.
He will be back. Ibadi will be in the gold medal match for the men. That's coming up in just a little while. And as we get set for the individual matches, we should tell you that in individual match play, there will be 5 ends, 3 arrows per archer in each end. Total points for those 15 arrows determine the winner. And if we're tied after 5 ends, the match will be decided by a 1-arrow shoot-off. Yet to see a shoot-off yet today. Now we're going to see the women first. In the Women's World Cup standings after stage 1, Sarah Lopez was on top with 25 points, followed by Linda Ochoa with 21 and Stephanie Soray Salinas of Mexico with 18 points. But after stage 2 on Coney Beach in Antalya, Stephanie Soray Salinas had moved ahead into the top spot with 36 points. Sarah Lopez dropping down to second with 30, and Linda Ochoa tied for third with Maria Vinogradova from the Russian Federation, each with 26 points. What's interesting to see is Crystal Govin was in 7th place in the standings with 15 points. She's going to have a chance to make up some ground this afternoon.
She will. In fact, we had a good laugh the other night. Her husband is like, you know, I mean, we get to go to Paris for some of the World Cup finals, and we've been to Switzerland and everywhere else. And not that Mexico City isn't somewhere cool, but it's being from America, it's not that far away. It's not anything as cool as some of the other ones. But from what I heard, it'll be really neat. But he was giving her a bad time, saying, "But when you're gonna make, I'm gonna go to Mexico City." And it's like, hey, maybe
I've got a feeling,
coolest.
but she's gonna make more.
Yes, I do. And like we said, she's
and Mexico
City.
By the way, husband, Mexico City's gonna be outstanding.
Yep. I know Rich will have a good time. He's a good guy, but I think she was telling me he was giving her a bad time. And you know how we are as husband and wife, you got to give the other one a bad time. So,
hey, I wish my wife was taking me to Mexico City. I'd be happy she'd take me to Pocatello.
Yeah.
Here we go. Women's bronze medal competition, individual competition. Great matchup on hand here this afternoon. Linda Ochoa of Mexico, the 22nd seeded archer, but getting through the field, getting a high five. We've got to come up with some names for those mascots before the day is out. But Linda having a good week here in Wrocław. She won her quarterfinal match by 4 points, did lose in the semis by only 2 points. But Linda Ochoa, 28 years young, ranked 8th in the world. And there you see her record.
And she shot good during the elimination matches, really good. I mean, Steve being from our team and stuff, and being married to Linda, he kept track, and he'd keep saying, "Oh, look at the scores, Linda. She was shooting good." And so
Steve Anderson, of course, Rio's teammate, married to Linda Ochoa. So Steve will have maybe mixed emotions here in this match as he watches his teammate from the United States, Crystal Govin, take to the field again for the 3rd time today. Crystal won her quarterfinal match by 7, lost in the semis by 4. So once again, we'll get a good look at the 31-year-old who was born and raised in Ohio, now makes her home in the state of Connecticut. 31 years old, ranked 2nd in the world now. and has really come on strong. And as you said, that silver medal that she won in Copenhagen, losing to Kibo Bay in the finals there at the World Championships, that's still a confidence boost.
100%. Like I said, she hasn't been shooting that long, and to get to those places, it just builds confidence. To let you know that you can do it, it's huge. Like, I mean...
And to be in that setting, what a great setting it was over there in Copenhagen. And again, congratulations to the organizing committee and everybody involved with that World Championship, staging that over there, and a great setting. And Crystal making it to the gold medal match, falling just a little bit short in Copenhagen. But trying to come up now and win this bronze medal here, which would give her her third medal on the day.
Okay, it's a 9.
Yeah, and I think, like I say, we can go back to saying that advantage goes to Crystal for being out on that field as many times as she has been already.
First time Linda's been out here today.
Yeah.
So there's Linda Ochoa, starting off with a 9, just like Crystal Gavin.
Okay. It's a 9 at 5
And
o'clock.
she could be hanging on that right side because the wind looks like it's not as high as it was when her and Braden were out there. So.
Hey, Crystal.
And that would make reason as to why Linda's on that left side, because there is a little more wind than on the practice range because it's the other side. And Linda picks it up quick.
Strong
First
confidence.
10 of the day for Linda Ochoa.
Finish your shot, girl.
And these two are good friends. They enjoy each other and
Yeah,
stuff because
that's what I'm
Linda will
talking
hang around the
about.
team and
Nice
stuff. So
Good
it's
job. Okay.
probably a fun camaraderie, but, you know, I did have a competitor once that I'm good friends with. That he would say, hey, for the next 15, 20 minutes, we're not friends.
No.
We might be before, maybe after, but not for that short time.
It's time to do some business.
Yeah. Oh, and there's an open
Tough
door.
shot. So a tough shot right there and a tough start for Linda Ochoa, who could have taken the lead.
Well, and her hand may have slipped because that's what she's drying down the bow a lot, you know. That's
So again, that goes back to what we were talking about with the heat.
Yeah, and that's why I say I use a tennis racket wrap. Just Chance Bobeff a long time ago taught me about that, and I always thought, you know, it's not that big a deal, but you get in situations, every little bit can help. I mean, these matches are so tight anymore. I mean, I've lost 2 matches this year at 148, 2 points off perfect, and so it doesn't take much to get you in that situation. So, like I say, you got to do everything you can to get every little millimeter, hair, or anything else you can get to shoot more in the middle.
What a game this is. I mean, you can shoot so well, but somebody can shoot just a little bit better. Now, there's days where you're not going to shoot well and you're not going to win, but there's days you're going to shoot lights out, and it's still not going to be enough.
Yep, and that's part of the game, you know. I mean, and just like in any big sport, people get up for certain people and they don't for others, and you watch scores go up and down, and it's a fun round. And you know, there's a lot of talk about how archery's not fun to watch, but I will tell you right now, as anything, look at our matches today. They've all come down to the last few arrows, and I think we've got a good format to watch.
So here's Linda Ochoa, who is trailing by 1 after the first end, starts off with a 9.
Your shot. Finish the shot off.
And Diane Watson in the coach's box behind Crystal
10.
Gavin, who
Yeah, she
comes through with a 10.
6:30, okay?
Good coaching.
Yep, 2-point lead, so that helps out.
Bien, Linda, estás muy bien. Sigue.
Ochoa with another 9.
Venga, Linda.
Same thing, girl.
Like I said, I think a lot of it has to do with being out there already. You don't see Crystal's not nearly as I mean, you watch Linda and she looks like
So
a
both
little
those arrows are
more
low, though. Okay.
little more not as settled as Crystal is out there.
Estás
Trying to
muy
settle
bien,
in right there.
Sí,
Draws it back.
5, 4.
And with 4 seconds to go, releases and gets the 10.
All right, your shot.
That time the patience paid off.
Yeah.
Crystal shooting quickly, just outside the 10 ring.
All 3 arrows.
So it's still a 1-point game.
Right there,
You know, nothing too exciting, and so both are. You know, the nice part is if you're Linda and you are a little more nervous, it's not as bad because you didn't give up as much to only be down 1 point after 6 arrows.
Se vio bien. O sea, tus disparos está bien.
Good look at Crystal Gavin. We were talking about her versatility as an athlete, a former swimmer, as Rio mentioned, also a softball, water polo, and volleyball player. She's been a track and field athlete. She's even competed in crew, Plus, she holds 4 minor degrees in chemistry, economics, philosophy, theology, and a master's in economics. And she's done all this at the age of 31.
Wow.
I haven't done anything with my life.
Yeah, that's way too busy for me.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And walked away from the corporate world, where she was a senior economist, to devote herself full-time to archery. But it's kind of like what Linda Ochoa has said. You got to do what you love. And obviously Linda's doing that. Crystal's doing that.
Yep, I agree 100%. I feel pretty blessed that I get to do what I love. And there's a lot of people, you know, I mean, there's not many people in this world that get to do that. And so if you got the opportunity, maybe you grab it and you run.
Who wants a job?
Yeah. I actually listened to Colin Cowherd on the radio the other day, and he said, I've told my daughter and them, find something you love and do it a lot. Do it as much as you can, you know, and he says life will be good.
Sure.
You know, he says that's what you'll get to enjoy, and he says I love my radio show, so that's why I do what I do. And to me, it's kind of like archery. You know, we love it, and so if you do it a lot, that's usually what makes the best archers, is the guys that love it and love to do it.
You work hard, but it's not a J-O-B.
Yeah.
Although Linda Ochoa is getting the job done right
Yes,
now.
she is. Yeah, she's
Shot off. That's what I'm talking about.
Game on.
You're all tied up,
10 o'clock.
you know.
We have got ourselves a match in the women's bronze medal showdown.
Yeah, both of them off to a little slow start, but have picked it up quite well.
Just off the mark.
Yeah.
Okay, strong and confident, Crystal, your shot.
Just a
Focus
little
on
bit
you.
low. So an opportunity now for Crystal Gauvin.
It's a 9 at 10 o'clock.
And Crystal cannot capitalize, so we're still tied.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it, though. I mean,
Oh, it is. That's the fun. Like I said, you know, they've built a format that leads itself to good matches and fun matches to watch. And I just think that at one point we'll eventually hit something that's going to get a click and will really blow up. But it's just, I think it's just the course. And right now we have a good format and a good match play to watch.
now, as spectators, we love it. When you're out there on the line and you're in this situation, there's 3 arrows. Well, we're heading into, what, the 4th end right now? So there's
so you got
actually
6
6 arrows to
left.
go.
Yeah.
Are you loving that situation? Are you enjoying it?
When
or
you're tied?
It's so intense.
It is intense. You know, as a competitor, I love to rather be up as much as you can, but there's a point that you're like, man, this is fun. I like the last 6 arrows. You know, my little brother's laughed at me at times and said, hey, he lives for this silly thing, you know, and I do. I enjoy the pressure. I enjoy the whole thing of everything like that. So I can't say that I don't like it, but it makes for fun, and it's a different feel than anything else. I mean, you get 6 arrows for all the work you put in all week to what it's going to make the difference, and so.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Nice X.
Yeah.
Obviously no
Nice X.
pressure. Crystal coming through with a great shot to start off the 4th end.
Anda bien tu izquierdo, fuerte. Fuerte. Fuerte, linda. Bien, 9.
Ochoa cannot match.
But it's been back and forth, so we've seen one go one way, one go the other. Let's see if.
So there's the 9, and now an opportunity for Linda to tie it up again.
Deep breath
And
in.
make that
Keep breathing.
that first 9 not so bad.
Anda bien tu izquierdo. Con fuerza, linda.
Born and raised in Guadalajara, Mexico, comes through with the 10.
Paro, linda.
Ole.
And Linda has shot a long time. I remember meeting her in the early years of the World Cups. And Crystal not happy with that, and you see the
No,
shake of the head.
Exactly.
So Linda could walk away with a 1-point lead with a 10 here, so we could see.
Vamos por esta, Con fuerza y manda tu izquierdo.
57 wins in match play during her career. She's been here before.
Aguanta tu disparo.
Yep.
Yes, bien.
And catches the line.
I believe it's there.
Linda Ochoa getting a 10-liner. And it looks as though she has moved ahead by 1 point in this bronze medal match.
But like I said, it's been back and forth, so 1 point is really not out of the realm of us. We could end up with a shoot-off, or we could end up with a swap of leads or anything. It's going to be interesting.
And remember, Linda was the 22nd seed
Yeah.
and fought her way through the field.
You know, and that to me, seeding's important, but anymore with the quality of the archers and how good archers are, it's a coin flip as to how tough your road's going to be. You know, I mean, if we had a big disparity, I'd say, yeah, it wouldn't be as big a deal. But anymore, I mean, in our division, we went 1 through 8 was like 7 points. So you're talking in 72 arrows, there's 1 point that separated them guys. Yeah, and then you go to a 15 arrow, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Okay. Strong and confident.
And it may happen right here with 3 arrows to go. Crystal Gavin trailing by 1 in the bronze medal match. Vying for her 3rd medal of the day. Will she get it? Good start.
That's what you got to do is put the pressure on the opponent and hope. At this point, you hope that you get that open door, because otherwise you're really standing out there for nothing.
Fuerte.
Trying to maintain her lead. Linda Ochoa will do it. She's still up by 1.
Your shot.
Venga, ese es tu disparo. Buen seguimiento.
Nice.
Another 10 from Crystal Gavin.
Venga, linda.
Take some deep breaths.
Mismo
again.
disparo.
Yeah, and like I said, you're hoping, because if she don't give her nothing, you ain't got nothing. So that's the hard part.
Fuerte, linda.
Still lots of pressure on Ochoa. And Ochoa.
Well, with 1 arrow left, we're at a tie.
Your shot.
This is when it gets exciting, because you know the 1 arrow could win you or lose you the match. You at least have your own destiny in your hand.
It's a 9 at 9 o'clock.
Ooh, so a 10 will win it for Linda Ochoa.
Yeah.
She could walk away with the bronze medal if she can come through with a clutch shot right here.
Ahí, con fuerza.
Linda Ochoa for the bronze medal for Mexico.
Fuerte. Tres.
Holds
2,
forever.
1, you got to get it going.
With 1 second to go, she releases the arrow and comes up with the win.
Wow, that's even she has a grin on her face, because she knew it was. Yeah, you can't script that. That's and just like I said, here again, 1 point match. Last second puts it in the middle.
And it came down to the last second.
Yes, it did. Yep, it did.
I don't know about the folks at home, but I was on the edge of my seat.
Yep. Linda's done well. She's proud of her. I mean, you can see the nerves, her fingers shaking. She's excited. That's awesome.
What a match. Hats off to both of these ladies for putting on a great show here in Wroclaw in the bronze medal match. Back and forth it went through the 5 ends. But it came down to literally the final second on the final shot, and Linda Ochoa comes through in the clutch, nails the shot she had to have, comes up with the big 10, and she wins 142 to 141. Wow, that was a great, great match.
Oh, crazy. I mean, like I said, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and all of a sudden, and then you don't realize, you look up and the time's going, almost gone, and boom. And so the nice part is give them both good points towards the finals, and that's kind of how you have to look at this season. I mean, the ultimate goal is to make the World Cup finals, and this will help both of them.
And Crystal Gavin and Linda Ochoa also in contention for that Longines Prize for Precision. Sarah Lopez had a fairly large lead at the start of the week with 184 tens. But
she wasn't here.
She wasn't here, and Linda Ochoa was here. Crystal Gavin was here. Linda had 155 at the beginning of the week. Crystal 138. So obviously they've picked up quite a few during the course of this week. So that makes the Longines Prize for Precision a little bit more interesting too.
Yeah, it'll be tight come Columbia. That'll make it very interesting, and if you can catch some. The thing with that award is it's pretty much who's going to go the furthest in the matches, because you're going to get to shoot more arrows than the other guy.
Exactly. More opportunity. All right, the ladies have put on a great show. Can the men match it? We're about to find out. It is time. Well, actually, we're ready for the women's gold medal match. I got ahead of myself. A little excited about that bronze medal match. Don't want to forget about Alejandra Usquiano from Colombia. And Alejandra out first for the gold medal match against Natalia Avdieva from the Russian Federation. Good look at Alejandra, who took a tiebreaker from Belgium's Sarah Priels, and then got by Crystal Gavin by 4 in the semifinals. So Alejandra Usquiano,
you know, a World Cup Finals champion. I mean, she can shoot. I mean, between her and Sarah Lopez, it looks really good for Colombia for a lot of years in the women's division.
Maya Marcen also in the mix there, and so yes, they are looking forward to the World coming to Medellin next month. But right now, Alejandra Usquiano excited about being in this gold medal match, as well she should be. A long week's work paying off in an opportunity to shoot for gold, but she'll have to get past Natalia Avdieva from the Russian Federation, who won her quarterfinal match by 4 points and then defeated Linda Ochoa by 2 points. Natalia Avdieva already has been out here on the field this morning in the women's team competition, the Russian Federation winning a gold medal in the women's team competition. And now she'll be back for her second gold of the day.
And she's no rookie to this either. She's done this several times, so it should be a really good match because both are very experienced. Like again, do we say that she has a little advantage being out on the field prior? And maybe at this point in the day it's getting a little hotter too, so maybe it was a disadvantage because she's been out here all day and it could be wearing down on you a little bit in the heat.
Avdieva, 26 years young, 4th in the world. Usquiano, 22 years young and 12th in the world rankings. Both with very strong mindsets.
Tu trabajo, Alejandro. Tranquilito, eh.
Who can handle the heat? Who can handle the pressure? We'll see how this match goes after that thriller in the bronze medal match between Ochoa and Govin. Alejandra starts off with a 9. Got to get a feel for things.
Yep, it is, and like we said, this is her first time out there, so you don't know what. Ooh, but she gets a little help from an 8.
That's a surprise, I'm sure, to Avdieva as much as anybody.
Yeah, and the one thing we've noticed is the people that were out here a little earlier at times are all hitting out on the right when they first walk out.
So conditions have changed?
I would say they've changed. I mean, we can see a little bit, or you're playing to think that they've changed, and they're not changed as far.
So the people who are out here for the first time are just going at face value with what they see.
Yeah.
Not what they're thinking is going to happen.
Yeah, because, I mean, we look at Crystal and Braden both shot out the right side when they first walked out here and had been out here before in the mixed team.
So Usquiano with a pair of 9s and a 10. But Avdieva can tie, and she does.
Makes the 8 not so big a penalty, so.
That's a sign of somebody who's really tough and mentally strong to shoot that 8 right out of the chutes, and then be able to come back with 2 10s.
And it's nothing harder then, because you look at yourself and that 8 probably cost me the match. You know, at least I know in a lot of matches I've been in, if I've shot that, I'm like,
it's over.
Oh man, that was dumb. Them 2 points I just gave up. And really, if you think about it, the 2 points are not. You can still go out and clean out and shoot a 148. 2 down, not bad. But for the most part, you look at it and you say, "Gosh, that could be the points that cost me." You know? And it's your mind does a lot of thinking, a lot of weird things when you're out there. And so.
Well, if doubt creeps in, and that opens the door for doubt to creep in.
Yep, it does.
Good look at the crowd, the fans, the hardy fans.
Yeah, braving the heat because it is hot out there.
Getting a little suntan, working on those tans here in Wroclaw, Poland. If you want to work on a tan, this is one of the places you could come.
Yeah, you could. It's definitely warm enough here to get you some color. Or to melt you and burn a few calories off.
So here we go. Tied up at 28 all on Alejandra Usquiano and Natalia Avdieva. Avdieva, the bronze medalist at the World Cup finals in Lausanne last fall. And of course...
Well, we've just cut it to a 9-arrow match because we're tied.
Right. This is the gold medalist from the World Cup finals in Paris in 2013.
Yeah, well, she gives her the 8 to start off with this time, so...
Go figure.
Yeah. It's interesting to watch sometimes that you'll see the bronze medal match scores will be higher than the gold medal match scores, which I get because it's going for the win. I see that. My mindset always was, well, the worst I can do is second, so just enjoy and have a good time. But you see that a lot. A lot of times your gold medal matches will not be as high.
Отлично, 10, молодец, Наташа.
But if starting out with an 8, she's been solid. I mean, had a lot of 10s and a 9, so.
Rising to the occasion.
Yeah.
For the Russian Federation, Avdieva.
Спокойно, Наташа. Мушечку поставили и спокойно.
So not the end that Alejandra Usquiano was hoping for.
Отлично, 10, молодец.
And I think she's got
Hiding
10,
behind.
10, 9.
Yeah.
So,
Just tucked in there behind one of those arrows.
and with Alejandra's end, I think that will give her
About a 3-point lead.
Yeah,
Should
and
be a
that's-
3-point lead.
Yeah, 3-point lead with the weather the way it is pretty solid in a deal like this.
Pretty tough to come back from, but Alejandra Usquiano is a tough customer. Good, tough mindset, as we said. Won the gold medal at the World Cup Finals in Paris in 2013.
And you can never count her out.
No.
I mean, and we've seen stranger things happen. You have seen all that. And
Well, she's had success here in Wrocław before. Last year, she picked up a team bronze medal, so she has tasted success here in Wrocław.
yeah,
And there's still a few arrows left to be shot right here. And you never know.
nope, you don't.
We didn't expect an 8 from Avdieva on the first shot of the match.
We did not. Or two from Alejandra that time, or one from Alejandra that time. So, you just never know.
So right now, Avdieva with the 3-point lead, 57-54, as the chant goes up from the Russian Federation fans. Braving the heat here in Poland. And Usquiano on target number 2.
Спокойненько, Наташа.
Only got 110. It's not,
Четкое прицеливание.
And it's a game of 10s.
and it gets to be
Точку
frustrating.
поставила.
That it can get to that point where you're like, man, I
Молодец.
feel like I'm making good shots and they're just not coming, and
Especially when your opponent is shooting 10s.
Yeah, because you feel helpless. You feel like, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? And like I said, it could be just enough of a breeze to be out there making a question. It could be just the way your shots are breaking, but she comes back with one.
There she goes.
Так,
Finds
спокойненько,
the
Наталья.
range, gets back in the groove,
Прицелились и работаем. 9-6.
and picks up a point after that 9 by Avdieva.
Нормально.
Yeah, so we're still back to a 3-point lead.
It had grown to as much as 4. And that's Alejandro
Yeah,
Usquiano
she's
right
located
there.
it, yep.
Yep.
Like I said, it's hard. Sometimes you got to fight your way through it, and that'll.
Работаем, прицелились хорошенько, держим ее.
That put a smile on her face, and that'll put a smile on the face of Natalia.
Молодец.
3 points with 6 arrows left is
Уже пускались сейчас.
a manageable. Not a killer, but a manageable at times.
Enjoy watching both of these women. They bring such a great feel for the sport and a great attitude when they're out here. They enjoy it, they embrace it. You almost never see Natalia without a smile on her face.
Yes.
Same goes for Alejandra as well.
Oh, so much. I mean, I remember Alejandra having issues at a World Cup Finals and still had a smile on her face. She's a great competitor and just a pretty happy person overall. And that's a sign of a true champion in my book.
So a good look at Natalia Avdieva. Got herself a 3-point lead after the first 3 ends. 6 arrows to shoot. Here on the grounds outside of Centennial Hall in Wrocław, Poland. Fountain nearby. Tell you what, if I won a gold medal, I'd go jump in that fountain.
Hey, better be careful. It's not very deep.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'd wade into that
There
fountain.
you go.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
No diving, huh?
Yeah, I don't think you'd want to do that. It is pretty, though.
Trying to get back into this match.
Спокойно, Наталья, работаем. Хороший выступ, четко мушечку.
Needs a little help from Natalia.
I was going to say, you're not going to be allowed to do a lot of those.
Икса,
Trying to come back from 3 points to
Отлично.
6 arrows.
Avdieva
And now
not.
it's 4
yeah.
with 5. It just keeps adding up. It's almost, like I said, it's times it just feels like it's bleeding and you just can't get it to stop. She puts one in there to help kind of slow it down.
Спокойненько прицелились. Не торопимся,
See if
мушечка
Natalia's in a
стоит,
generous
работаем.
mood.
Отлично,
Nope.
Икса.
No, she
I don't think so.
Yeah, and like I said, both these women are very experienced. There's not a lot. I mean, you give one of them an opening, it's hard to come back.
Trying to climb that mountain, and it's tough for Alejandro Usquiano right now.
Yeah, and that one broke on the left side because she knew it. You saw her throw her bow back to the right. Oh, she didn't like that one, but it wasn't so bad that it hurt.
So it's a 4-point lead now after
Yeah.
4 ends. So steadily, after that thrilling match by Linda Ochoa and Crystal Galvin in the bronze medal match, a little anticlimactic here in this gold medal match,
Yeah.
as Natalia Avdieva has, in very much workmanlike fashion, just pulled away and gone out to a 4-point lead. By the way, I do enjoy watching those little cars go down there and retrieve the arrows.
Yeah.
Saves you a lot of walking.
Saves a lot of people a lot of walking. I can tell you there's a lot of volunteers that helped here this weekend. They did an awesome job. And in this heat, I saw a lot of them putting on a lot of sweat. I mean, they put in a lot of hard work. And thank you to them because they've done an awesome job put on this event.
And they have for 3 years here in Wroclaw, Poland.
Yeah, it'll be sad to go to a different venue, but
exciting but sad to leave Poland at the same time.
Yeah. 2017 they'll have the World Games here, so we'll see how that turns out. And
good look at the fans over there by Centennial Hall, taking in the action as we head to the 5th and what appears to be the final end. 4-point lead, 115-111 in favor of Avdieva.
And she starts off. You just got to hope for hope, but the bad part is she can clean the gold and still win, and that's...
Отлично, Икса. Молодец.
Yeah, and she don't need all the gold. She puts it in the middle.
Natalia going for the jugular right now. Natalia looking for her 11th, or actually her 12th World Cup medal, and yeah, that just got away. That's one that just got away.
Yeah, 7 left. She's been fighting that right and left. You know, a couple years ago she switched to a back tension, and I think she just has yet to get that whole thing together. I mean, you see moments of what's coming and moments of like the World Cup finals that she didn't even get an arrow off. And so, you know, I mean, it's getting there, but it's just, you're going to still have, it's a learning curve like we talked about, Crystal, not doing it for very long.
Look at that group right there, Rio. An incredible group.
Yeah, awesome.
What a job by Natalia Avdieva, her 2nd win at a World Cup stage. She did it on Konialty Beach in Antalya, and now she does it here in Wrocław, Poland, against a very good competitor, Alejandro Usquiano.
100%. 100% agree with you there. And the other part is it's kind of cool to win them in different locations. You know, because it's a whole different avenue in every location.
It just wasn't Alejandro Usquiano's day, but it certainly was Natalia Avdieva's day. What a performance. She wins by 8, 145 to 137. And just a dominant performance by the archer from the Russian Federation. And she picks up another medal to go along with the gold medal she won this morning in women's team competition. So, let's see a shoot-off here today, Rio.
We have yet. That is pretty surprising. We usually get 1 or 2, and we just have not. You're 100% right. We have not seen one. I mean, kind of in a way we were close with Crystal and them with their arrow in the last second to go in and put it in the middle. It was kind of a shoot-off, you could say, but
that's as close as we come.
Yeah, not an official, call it a shoot-off.
So there's a good look at the great fountains here. This is one of the great fountains in all of Europe. You come back on a Saturday night, there'll be thousands of people around this fountain and this pond, and they'll put on a light show and with music, and it's just breathtaking. Come back here and see this. I'll have to come back tonight when it's a little cooler.
Yeah, maybe that'll be
cool off a little bit.
Bring a little different perspective to what this place is during the day in the heat. It's plenty warm. There's a lot of, makes it nice to put your feet in, that's for sure.
Well, there's the matchups we've got coming up. By the way, in the standings after stage 1, Sebastian Peynaud was on top with 25 points. After stage 2, it was Mike Schlosser grabbing the lead with 42 points, followed by the man sitting next to me, Rio Wild, with 30 points. Sebastian Peynaud dropping down to 3rd place with 26. Now, the individual scoring, the gold medal gets you 25 points, the silver will get you 21, and 3rd place brings you 18 points. As we get set now for the men's bronze medal match. And here's the big guy himself out of Idaho. What is it about Idaho?
I know it's pretty good. We got 2 guys on the team from Idaho. In fact, we were discussing that actually the team has 2 guys from Idaho. We have one of the recurve gals is from Utah, and Easter Brock, one of the other gals on the compound side, is from Utah. So that area brings out some pretty good archers, that's for dang sure.
Yeah, the Intermountain West out there in the Rocky Mountains. Here's the big guy from Idaho, Steve Anderson of the United States, being coached by Braden Gellantine in the coach's box and having some fun out there. And you got to have fun. You got to enjoy it. And Steve enjoying the moment as he comes out here. He worked hard this week to get here. Won his quarterfinal match by 6 before losing to Abhishek Verma of India by just 1 point in the semifinals. So there you see the numbers on the 27-year-old from Idaho, ranked 16th in the world and 8th on the World Cup tour, averaging 9.7 points per shot. Won a team gold medal in Antalya at the start of the year, and now he'll be put to the test by Martin Damsbo of Denmark. Martin Damsbo beating Braden Gelantine by 2 in the quarterfinals before losing by 2 to Esmail Ebadi of Iran. Now, Martin had problems with his release. Talk about that a little bit. What happened with Martin this week, Rio?
I don't know. I heard it hang fired, and I mean, I've shot for a ton of release companies, and we all can have a failure in any equipment. So it's hard to change a little bit, but if a guy's prepared, he has that. They're set right there. So it's not a huge deal. A little bit in your head quickly, and as tight as matches are anymore, it could have cost him the match to get to the gold medal, but odds are I'm going to say it wasn't as big a deal as anybody could make out to be.
Well, he's got the world champion in his corner right now, in the coach's box behind him.
Well, in kind of a way, it's a rematch of our team event this morning. I mean,
yeah.
Martin was on there, and Steve's there, and so, like I said, they were both on the floor. So,
a friendly rivalry between the United States and Denmark, but it's intense.
Oh, definitely, definitely. They have some good archers in Denmark, as we do have a really deep field from the United States.
So Damsbo to go first in the men's bronze medal match. Down to the final 2 matches of the day.
Yep.
Flying start.
Midt på stregen. Klokken.
One of the first ones that was out this morning that has not started on the right side.
Keep pulling. Be aggressive. Shoot your bow. Yeah. Good. Right
Steve
side.
Anderson.
I think he just hangs, but he's on the right side, like we talked about.
Solid 10.
Now, he's got pressure not only from Martin Damsbo, he's also got pressure because his wife just won a bronze medal, too.
Yeah,
so
they were making a joke about how if they both won, they could go on another vacation, so.
6, 5, 4. Yep. X.
How's that going to be if they go back home to Utah and she's got the bronze and he doesn't?
Oh, I'm sure he'll be as happy for her as anything. You know.
Yeah, bullseye. Yeah, nice.
Actually, what I'm interested in seeing is if someday they actually go up against each other in the mixed teams.
That could happen.
Yeah.
That could happen.
Yep.
Martin starts off with 3 X's, so he's feeling pretty good.
He's not kidding around, is he? No.
Keep rolling. Strong shot. Yep.
Now, it could be 3 straight 10s for Steve. We're going to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that first one's in. By the looks from the camera, it looks pretty solid.
So we could be tied at 30 all. Steve Anderson, that's 6'7". I was talking with Maya Marcen this morning. I said, you know, between Steve Anderson and Colin Klimicek, we've got the makings of a pretty good basketball team on the United States squad, don't we?
Oh, we do. Actually, it's funny because we were discussing that the other day when we were in Shanghai, that Steve and them were all saying we could probably run a 4x100 relay and probably do really well between me, him, and Bridger and them. So there's getting to be some pretty good bunch of guys around.
Martin enjoying the moment, 30 years old.
Very experienced. That is the one difference between these two, that if I was to lay on the line and say, Martin's got a lot more experience than Steve. Steve, you know, like I said, has come on the scene the last couple of years, you know, very confident, you know, but the experience usually can pay dividends.
Well, you think back to 2013 at the World Cup Finals in Paris, and what a setting that was.
Yeah.
Thousands of people.
Yeah.
And Martin stepped up to the shooting line and won a gold medal in that situation. So he's been there in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower, and he's won a gold medal.
Yeah. So he's, like I said, he's been there, done that. He's won World Cups and stuff like that. So this is Steve's first finals by himself out there.
Not happy. You could tell as soon as he released.
Yep.
You're good.
Yeah, so.
Masser af tid.
And it means a lot right now because we've been talking all week that where you finish here is the points to help you maybe get to the World Cup finals. You know, and so, but I'll say right there, that's an interesting sign that when Steve shoots a 9, Martin shoots a 9.
And that so often happens.
And another one, you know, it's a lot of times you see, because it adds that pressure. Just as much as a 10 being shot adds pressure, a 9 being shot, it's like, ooh, the door's open. Can I get through it?
10, 9, 8, 7. Yep. X.
Time running down. He comes through in the clutch, as he's so often done.
Settle in and keep pulling. You're good.
Steve needs to do the same.
Yes, good. Solid
Yeah,
12 o'clock. On the line.
I think Martin will walk off that with a 1-point lead, 59-58. But it's that's a big part of this. When you get the open door, how can you capitalize on it? I mean, Sebastian Piño told me the other day that his coach teaches him that if you're against Rio and he gives you the open door, you take it because he won't give you a second one. And it's like, well, that's kind of a luck of the draw, but yeah, that's kind of how it works. A guy, you don't want to give him many open doors because most of these guys out here are good enough, they'll take them.
So Damsbo waiting to see, as is Steve Anderson, whether that first shot by Martin will be ruled a 10 or not.
Ja, 10 war ein 10.
And right now on the board, it's a 1-point lead for Martin Damsbo. They did change it to a 10.
Yeah.
So he picked up 29 points to the 28 points Steve Anderson scored in that second end. So it's 59-58 in favor of the Dane. And Damsbo takes the lead in the match. Just barely. Still 3 more ends to go and trailing by 1. Steve Anderson will go first.
Yeah, like I said, Steve's been shooting well. I mean, you look at his scores throughout the year, they've been solid. You know, I mean, really hasn't torn any big scores, but he's been solid, and that's usually a good sign of a good archer.
Good X right side. Nice shot.
And maybe that 28 gets him a little out of a little nerves, a little calm down and say, I got to do work now, and maybe we'll see what he picks up.
He was motivated, came up with a 10, but so does Damsbo.
Virkelig lækkert.
Steve Anderson, who lost out on a bronze medal, a team bronze medal here in Wroclaw last year, doesn't want to miss out again.
No, and he opened the door a little bit there too, so.
Bare stærkt skud.
Will Martin take advantage?
9, 8.
Already leading by 1.
Yep.
But he puts it right next to the other one.
Lige uden for X.
What was he waiting for?
It's not that you're waiting, it's just the execution sometimes isn't as crisp. Maybe your sight picture wasn't as crisp to start with, and that's what cost it.
That's pretty crisp.
Oh, yeah.
Ingen vind overhovedet.
Sometimes when it gets in there and it sits there really well, it goes really quick and easy. Sometimes you fight it a little bit and you're like, come on, pull.
Yep.
And so that's, but Martin comes out with 3 X's, so that's a huge.
And it's so much of a feel thing.
Archery is a lot of feel. I mean, the biggest thing I tell guys when I'm doing it and I think about it is execution. Execution. A guy's got to be able to execute because, the whole thing is just execution.
Well, and if you're going with back tension, it's just that little extra tug.
Yeah, 100%.
Just barely, and the back tension releases.
Goes, yep, 100%. And I mean, the best thing in the world, we ideally wish our dot would go up, get on the target, and go quickly, easily, everything like that. But it doesn't. We have a horrible thing called the mind, and it likes to play games and say, well, maybe it might move. Is it going to move? Is it going to move? Is it not going to move? Is it going to move? Is it going to move? Is it not? And your body just goes, well, does it want to go? Does it not want to go? You have all these thoughts, and it's hard. I mean, best thing I always said to somebody is the guy that don't think too much is usually a good archer because he just
keep it simple.
Keep it simple. 100%. Keep it simple.
The kiss theory.
Yeah.
Well, and there's also the physical part of it too. People don't understand if they haven't shot before just how much strength it takes time after time after time. You shoot enough arrows. You get a little bit tired and you start to waver a little bit, and it's tougher to line up that shot.
100% agreed. I know that as the day goes on and stuff, it wears on you too. I mean, we talk about these guys and how the heat, and we've been out there, and there's not a ton of shade even over the practice area. And so archery is, as much as everybody says, well, it's this or that, your arms physically.
It takes strength.
I had no clue how much until.
Beautiful.
And Steve puts it right in there, keeping it close. I don't know what we got going on.
Steve.
Fucked it.
Maybe had a bad arrow. I don't know. I didn't see. But his time's down to 12 seconds. 11, 10, 9.
Martin's got a problem, obviously. And
did Steve just shoot an arrow?
All right, he was waiting.
What? We've got something going on that
Good job, Martin.
I'm looking at the official scoring system, and I've got 3 shots up for Steve, only 1 up for, now they post it. He missed his second.
Oh.
So Martin missed on his second shot. That's what happened. He missed on his second shot. Then he drilled a 10 on his third shot.
Yeah.
But that has changed, obviously, the complexion of this match completely.
Huge, because we look at that's the only second arrow that he is having the 10 ring.
So now Steve Anderson goes from 2 down after the third end and now leads by 8, 117 to 109.
Yeah.
That's how the gods, I mean, in this sport, the gods are smiling or they're not smiling.
100%. I can attest to that. You get some of these that you're like, wow, man, this is a tight match, and you get some that you're just like, wow, this was really easy, and some that shouldn't be.
You can't take anything for granted because it happens to the best of them, and it just happened to Martin Damsbo. We didn't catch it on camera.
No.
But apparently he missed on his second shot. You can see right now he's trying to regain his composure.
Well, I'm going to go on a limb and say, by the looks of it, he's had the issues with the release again. Like, he probably thought he had it fixed and shot it and something went on. Like, that's the part about a mechanical product is...
Hey, things break.
Yep.
Everything breaks.
I mean, we can have the best car in the world, and it can drive off the lot and blow up on us.
Well, that's going to be the name of my book. Everything breaks.
Yes.
Kind of the story of my life.
Yeah, I hear you.
But it's true. Everything does. And it can happen at the most inopportune times, and it apparently has for Martin Damsbo. What a shame.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Hard one to swallow. And to come back and shoot a 10 off it and then a 9, he's done 2 back-to-back 10s, an X and a 10 and now a 9. But for the most part, that's pretty good composure.
Yep, good. You hit the arrow and glanced.
Steve Anderson staying within himself, not getting caught up in what's going on with Martin Damsbo, which is exactly what Steve has to do.
Oh, yes. It's hard to do because, I mean, I've been in matches where I've had a guy shoot a miss or something go on, and it's tough to stay focused. I mean, I won't deny it. You know, some people be like, oh, it's easier because you can relax and just shoot. Yeah, there is that positive, but there's also, it's hard to stay focused.
So Steve Anderson will have matching bronze medals to take home with he and his wife, Linda Ochoa. They'll have to put them both on the mantle. And Steve comes through and wins and does what he has to do in that situation.
Yep. Yeah, it's hard.
He stayed focused.
It's hard as an athlete, too, to look over at your competitor and know that they had a mechanical failure or something that cost them
because it could happen to you, and you know that.
Yes. And usually a good competitor is like, man, it sucks, and I get it, and I'm sorry, but... And, you know, I've heard guys say, oh, well, why don't you just give them an arrow or do they can't do that. You can't do that.
It's the game.
It's
the way the game is played.
Just like we're racing NASCAR and the guy's engine blows. You don't see the guys pull off the track and give the guy the pass. You compete just like you were going to compete, and that's just part of life.
And Martin will be the first one to tell you this. Now, Martin Damsbo, you can't find a nicer man in all of sports. There isn't a nicer guy, and there isn't a better sportsman, so your heart goes out to him.
Yeah.
But it's part of the game, and he'll be the first to tell you that, hey, it is. It's part of the game, and I accept that. And he's a gracious guy, and he came right over and congratulated Steve.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did.
So, an unexpected turn of events in the men's bronze medal match. Didn't see it coming. Sure, Martin Damsbo didn't see it coming, but it did happen. Yeah. And a missed arrow on his second shot of the fourth end proves to be the difference as Steve Anderson wins by 10 points, 147 to 137.
Yeah, and that just goes to show you never know it's over till it's over. Never know.
And that's what keeps you going.
Yeah.
You just have to keep shooting, you have to keep trying, you have to keep fighting, and let the chips fall where they may. And they're going to fall right now again in the men's gold medal match as we get set for our final showdown of the day here on Compound Saturday. It'll be Recurve Sunday tomorrow, but right now, the final compound match of the day, and it features this man, Esmail Ebadi from Iran, who has been on a tear this summer. This week here in Wroclaw, he defeated Mike Schlosser of the Netherlands by 3 in the quarterfinals, and then he dumped Martin Damsbo by a deuce. Of course, Martin having trouble with his release in that match and having problems here today as well. But Abadi able to take advantage and get to the gold medal match representing Iran. And today, As we take a look at Ismail Abadi, ranked 27th in the world, 39 years old. And it has been a great season for him. Took a team silver medal home from Shanghai Stage 1. Was part of that gold medal team from Iran at the World Championships in Copenhagen 2 weeks ago, as Iran came from behind to catch and beat Team Canada. Today he'll be taking on this young man from India, Abhishek Verma. Verma winning his quarterfinal match by 3, then edged out by Steve Anderson by 1. Or he edged Steve Anderson, I should say, by 1. And so Verma is in this gold medal match. These two have met before. In fact, Abadi has beaten Verma in their 2 previous meetings, once in the final at the 2014 Asian Games. Here in Wroclaw, this will be their first World Cup gold medal match. So Verma with a little bit of shot at revenge right now.
Yeah. He shot well. I mean, he took me out, so I know how that,
In a shoot-off.
In a shoot-off, yep, he did. We shot 148s, and he actually, Verma shot good. I mean, even at the World Championships, he was the #1 qualifier when it was all said and done. Which after 72 hours, he was the top guy on the field. So to me, that means a guy can shoot. There's no question about it. So he's been kind of on a roll. So we'll see what carries out through the day. And both guys having been out on the field, and is it Verma who was out there earlier? Is he going to shoot one out the right like we talked about? Is it going to be the guy from Iran who's just out there a little bit? You never know. Abadi, they're both good shooters. It should be a good match.
Abadi, who's gotten a lot of attention in his home nation after his performances this summer, starts out a little bit low.
Yeah.
A little bit of cloud cover now coming over Centennial Hall.
That's for fact. That's for fact.
Starts it off right, yep.
Sun is shining on Abhishek Verma. Pair of 9s.
Perfect.
Pair of 10s.
Solid. And like I said, even in our match this morning, he shot well. Watched him in his match this morning. He shot well. Well, both of them did. Abadi did too.
Body finally zeroes in, catches that 10 ring.
But not happy with it. You can see he's not
pleased.
No, not at all.
Excellent.
Can't ask for a better start, can you?
No, and the Indian team's come along well in the last while. I mean, they come and spent time in Utah, actually, and trained with my dad. He did some coaching with him, so they've had some pretty good success since then.
You mean D can still shoot a little bit?
Yeah, and he can tell a lot of guys out. He's done it for a lot of years. He's taught me plenty. So.
What's the best lesson your dad taught you?
Actually, it's funny. It's kind of what we talked about this morning. It was something that we talked about, moving our site.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me a bad time because we were at a tournament in Grand Junction, Colorado, shooting, and I shot a group that was really good, but just few were in, few were out, and they were just a really, really tight group. And he goes, "Hey, kid, you paid a lot of money for that site. You ought to use them knobs and move it." And we just laughed, and it's been something I've known and stuck with me for a lot of years. So it's just one of them funny things that.
Was it tough being coached by your dad?
Yeah, a little bit, because you have those times, just like a husband and wife. They don't want to listen. They don't, because they don't always know. But I would say the one cool part about having my dad be where he was in this sport, I got to know a lot of different pros. I got to meet a lot of them. I got to ask them a lot of questions. So to me, the things my dad do is what he does, and there's a lot of things that I've learned from a lot of other pros that I've incorporated to what he's taught me and everything else. So I've been really blessed and lucky that way.
Down by 2, Verma shoots, Abadi shoots first. Puts up a 10. Throws down the gauntlet for Verma, who gives back a point.
Yeah. And that can be a plus. You're not feeling like you're worried about cleaning it anymore after that. Could that have been part of his thought process? But he gets a 9 right back like we talked earlier. If a guy shoots a 9, does it put the pressure on and say, ooh, I can get closer, and then, ooh.
That's perfect, Daniel.
Got a good grip on things.
And he's doing a good job of focusing. I mean, he stayed, like in our match, he stayed together really well, and he works hard. He's another 9.
I was watching Verma as Abadi was shooting, and just how you were mentioning, he stays with him in himself.
Yeah.
The air goes in, the air goes out.
Yeah.
Breathe,
That's all.
and look back. What kind of payoff he gets.
Yeah. And he missed the one low, but if you look at his group, he's got a solid group, and they're all in the. He don't have anything even up to the middle of the X ring. His group's all on that low side. So again, maybe we need to move our sight. Because that's always a hard part, coming from a practice field to the live field. How are you going to react? Is it going to be that I get really strong with my bow arm and I push them out the top? Am I really strong with my draw and I pull a little hard and they go out the bottom? You know, it's so much a teeter-totters to what little thing's going to go to cause where that arrow goes.
There's a lot of variables, and they all seem to play in at one point in time or another. Right now, Abadi trying to get things figured out a little bit, but he's in a tough spot, down by 3, trailing 59-56. Irma in a good spot right now, leading by 3.
Yeah, super spot in our division. I mean, considering I watched a lot of his matches, Verma didn't miss more than 4 points in an entire match.
Well, he started out the summer strong with the team bronze medal at stage 1 in Shanghai. Won a mixed team silver medal here in Wroclaw last year. Abadi, bang.
Needs lots more of those to give himself a shot and hope for a little bit of help.
A direct hit for Abadi.
Perfect.
And a direct hit for Abhishek Verma. Back and forth we go.
The bad part is if you're Abadi, you're hoping for some help. You know, you're like, it's still early in the match, but you're still.
That's all, man.
Him putting him in the middle does not help. And
No.
now he's back up. He's in the top of the 10. Those 2 arrows are the first 2 above center, so maybe he did move his sight. Solid.
They ratcheted up.
Yeah, and is he gonna get any help at all, or is he just gonna hold him off of the?
Will it do him any good at all?
No.
Nope. Because Verma's able to answer.
Yeah.
Each of those 3 10s by Abadi answered by Verma. And so the lead will stay at 3, 89-86.
Abhishek Verma, after 3 ends, a total of 89 out of a possible 90.
As
here comes the arrows back that you like.
Yeah, we get the little Kia ready to go.
It's a job when I retire, I can drive the car.
Oh yeah. Arrows are back. The car heads back down towards the other end. And we'll be set to go here momentarily. Ismail Abadi. We hadn't seen much of him for a couple of years, and all of a sudden comes out on the World Cup circuit this year and has done so well.
Yeah, it's the circuit's so interesting because a guy will have a really amazing year to come out of nowhere, and the curiosity is, do they keep it up or do they not? I mean, we've had
things happen in life, things happen in sports, and people can come and then they can go, and then they can come back again.
Yeah.
The body bearing down, trying to catch up.
Fantastic.
Verma is holding him off.
And his coach said fantastic. I mean, the 1 arrow out is all, and that's solid. And that one's in.
Close.
9 or 10.
Confidence.
I'm going to go with Real Wild. If Real Wild says it's a 10, it's a 10.
Good start.
That's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he's shooting really good.
So Abadi in danger.
Come on, be confident.
Falling even further back. Verma drops
Right
another
there.
dime.
Yeah.
Relentless.
Yeah, he's rolling.
He is rolling right now. Obviously, it'd be a huge win for him.
Well, like I said, he's shot well. I mean, our second half at the World Championships, he shot a 350 when everybody else was down, way down. I mean, I know I shot a 342 right there, and he put it on us all.
So he's been coming on, Abhishek Verma. As you see, Deepika Kumari, she'll be out here on the field tomorrow on recurve Sunday, as the residents of Wroclaw.
It should be fun. There should be some good matches tomorrow.
There will be many good matches, so we hope you'll all be back tomorrow with us on Archery TV for recurve Sunday here at Stage 3. Wear your shorts, your flip-flops.
I'll be out here supporting the team.
Yeah, and we'll go wading in the pond a little bit too.
Yeah, I might do that. I'll bring
Might have to.
Maybe try your little lay down instead of a jump in, but. Well, he's keeping the pressure on. I mean, he's really not giving a lot, but
not going
away.
away.
Verma's solid. He is really. He may have gave him one there, but I think she might have caught. From our angle, it's tough to tell, but I think she's there.
There's 2 more to go.
So far in this match, Abhishek Verma has only missed the 10 ring with one shot. That was his first shot of the second end. Since then and before that, he's been perfect.
Yep, there's another one. One more and a 149. That's a pretty good gold medal round. There aren't many guys that can put that on their hat.
Strong finish for her body.
Yep. But 7 to win, I would say he's got this one pretty well done.
Eyes it, tries it, and buys it. There it is. The gold medal goes to Abhishek Verma of India.
Yeah, and a super nice guy. Super nice guy.
A huge win for him. A great win for his country. And India claims gold here in Poland as Abhishek Verma comes back after this morning's match. In that men's bronze medal match, India lost to Italy 233 to 230, but Verma more than makes up for that with a gold medal here in the individual match play. And just an outstanding, just an overpowering performance from start to finish.
He from the get-go. I mean, he shot a 30 to start with. Little hiccup in the second round with a 29, and then just cleaned out. You know, I mean, that's a pretty impressive performance because there ain't many guys that can say they've only missed one in a gold medal match.
Yeah. Well, it's what we were talking about before. Sometimes you shoot well, and it's just, you know, you shoot great, and it's just not good enough because the other guy shot just a little bit better.
Yeah. And like I said,
you can live with that, can't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can. It's hard to live with when you don't shoot well and you lose because you know it was on you. You shoot well and you lose. It's like, yeah, I missed 2. Maybe I could have got something, but the luck wasn't in my box. So, you know, we'll live to fight another day.
Right.
You know?
The way things go sometimes.
Yep. So, like I said, Verma shot good against me. I mean, we came down to the last end. We both had to shoot 30s to get into a shoot-off at 148, so it was solid scores. So I knew going into this he'd been challenged and had stepped up to it and proved that he's shooting well right now and very confident in it.
Now, he was outstanding in this match against Ismail Abadi, and Verma does get his revenge after losing to Abadi in their first 2 meetings, the most recent one being in the finals of the 2014 Asian Games. He comes to Wroclaw, and in their first World Cup gold medal showdown, it's Verma who comes away with the 3-point win, 148 to 145. Verma's last shot. Actually, this is kind of ironic, Rio. It was ruled a 9, not a 10.
Oh, well, then a 148, so it's a
148.
Yeah, still a solid round. I mean, you cannot, like I said, 148 is pretty good, and that will put, you know, Verma up in the top. He will be one of the top few going into the World Cup finals for the last event.
Well, he picks up 25 points with that gold medal performance right there. And was he even in the top 10 after stage 2? I don't think so, as I'm looking at my list, but it'll vault him up there. There's no question about that. That puts him in contention. Now, you picked up points this week.
I got 5, so it'll probably put Mikey in first, Martin in second, and then you'll have or Vermeer might be
about 6th or 7th.
Vermeer will be second. You'll have Martin there at third. I'll be like 4th. We'll all be right there together. And it'll be pretty tight going into Columbia. So it'll make for a good event there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting down at stage 4 in Medellin, Colombia. It's coming up in September, about 3-4 weeks from now. And a lot will be on the line there, as Rio Wild and a lot of others will be down there trying to solidify their spot at the World Cup Finals in Mexico City, which will be in October. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it'll be definitely different to get ready for, because it might be a little chilly and cold in Idaho.
So by then, yeah.
I'll be making some adventures down to Salt Lake to the Easton Center and shooting down there a bit, because I'm sure, got to be ready for Mexico City if I get the chance to get there, and it'll be fun.
And it really is an advantage to have that Easton Center in Salt Lake City for everybody in that region of the country be able to come to that and shoot indoors.
Oh, I 100% agree. I think that's a big part of why we have the talent in the area we have. I mean, given that had Bridger not finished as well as he did in Turkey, he wouldn't have been in what the U.S. calls their protected top 10 for World Cup rankings. So he would have changed off for another guy from Utah, would have been Henry Bass. So we would have ended up with really 3 guys that live within a 2-hour radius of probably a 2-hour radius of the Easton Center. So to me, to say the quality of the product of that shows that could be what pushes archers to another level.
Kind of a game changer.
Yeah, agreed. 100% agree.
Of course, you're starting to see more facilities being built around the world. There's one new one that just opened in Korea. They're going to open the Excellence Center in Lausanne, outside of Lausanne, I think in the next year or so.
Yeah, and they're going to open the one in San Diego down to the training center. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's getting to be, there's getting to be a lot more of it, and as the sport grows, it's going to be tougher and tougher and tougher, and
they're raising the stakes, aren't they?
Oh, it is 100%. I mean, like I said, well, and I can't remember exact numbers of Turkey, but I think during our qualifications, you had 10 guys within 5 points for the top half, and it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and I mean, it's down to who shoots X's and who shoots 10s, and to break ties. It's getting to be as tight as you could ask, and for the spectators part, it really gets to be really cool, because a little miss here or a little bobble there can be the difference in the whole match. And I know from experience of watching compete 149s and high scores like that go to the distance to almost missing, just the crowd goes nuts over it. I mean, Mel Nichols for a while was joking that I got booed at Korea and at Italy because I shot 149s and missed later in the match, because guys wanted to see that.
They want to see the perfect score. Yeah.
They want to see it, and it's,
hey, I want to see it.
Oh, yeah.
I won't boo you, though.
Okay. Well, it's really not a boo, but it's like I say, the Uber. Because you want to see it. It's just like...
It's more of disappointment.
Yes. Yeah, agreed. And it's just like, I mean, like you watch golf.
It's like a no-hitter. You want to see the guy get the no-hitter.
100%. Or like just, Spieth playing at the British and just missing that putt. I'm sure there was plenty of... because everybody wanted to see something that had never, or happened in 30, 40 years.
Everybody wants to see greatness.
Yes, agreed.
And be there and witness it and say, be able to tell their grandkids, hey, I saw this happen.
Yep, I did. I was there when this happened.
Exactly.
I mean, it's one of the cool things about sports, and I think we have something here that could be that. I mean, I can say I was at the first game El Duque ever pitched in the majors. I just happened to be in New York, and we went to the game, and so...
Well, Braden Galantine and Crystal Galvin shot enough 10s to win the mixed team bronze medal. Congratulations to them. And then in the mixed team gold medal match, the silver goes to Iran, Esmail Abadi and Afsana Shafilavija, coming up with a silver medal. And of course, the gold medal goes to Denmark. Denmark, Stefan Hansen and Sarah Holst Soneshin, the two 20-year-olds teaming up to pick up the gold medal for Denmark, as Denmark defeated Iran 154 to 149 after the 2-point win by the United States over Colombia 154 to 152. So congratulations to all 6 of those archers.
And that'll probably lock them in the finals as the mixed team, right? And I think it probably makes a huge difference and a huge matter that they've competed together at the Junior Worlds. They've competed here. When you get two people that are together that are shooting well, the dynamics work well.
No matter how many times you've been on the podium, that never gets old, does it, Rio?
No, never. There's always a special deal, and I will say I was really lucky the first time I ever stood on it was with my dad. And so it was at the World Indoor in Birmingham, England, and it was pretty cool. And I think it's one of the biggest things we were talking about the other day. What was one of the coolest things you would say when you first went to compete international? And to put your country's colors on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people out here feel that way. It's a pride thing. You get to have the best of the best from your country, and no matter, maybe there's another avenue of a sport that makes more money or another deal that makes more money, but there is nothing in this world that I can stand on and say I get to represent what I feel is the best country in the world, which I'm sure everybody else out there thinks theirs is too.
Feels the same way, sure.
Yep, and it's a pretty cool feeling, and to get to hear your national anthem and stand atop that and knowing that all your hard work's paid off is probably one of the best feelings in the world.
Oh, it's got to be a proud moment, whether you're from the United States or you're from Denmark or from Iran or from wherever.
100%, yep. And money or whatever else comes with it that comes and goes, but to know that you did that is pretty cool on the high level of things that you get to do.
Well, the money will come and go, but the memory is staying when you're on that porch on the rocking chair about 30, 40, 50 years from now.
Yeah.
You're going to remember them playing that national anthem.
100% agreed. 100%.
Clouds kind of gathering overhead. We'll see if the clouds move in for Recurve Sunday tomorrow. It's been hot most of the day. And boy, we saw some hot action in the women's compound matches. That match between Linda Ochoa and Crystal Govan, that's the match of the day.
That is the match of the day, definitely.
No question.
You go from wondering whether she's even going to get the arrow off to pounding an X and winning the whole thing. So,
Secretary General Dielan on hand to do the honors here in Wroclaw. And what a match it was in the women's bronze medal showdown between Linda Ochoa of Mexico and Crystal Govan of the United States. It went back and forth. Crystal took a 1-point lead after the first end, and Govan still led by 1 after the second end. Then midway through the third end, Linda Ochoa was able to catch her and tie her at 84 all. Ochoa moved ahead by 1 after the fourth end, 113 to 112, and then hung on for dear life on that final arrow that Rio was talking about. She released it with 1 second to go on the clock and drilled a 10 to win by 1.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun thing to watch. She did it. I guarantee you her heart was racing, and when she come off with the big grin, she knew that she had, I wouldn't say got away with something, but she knew that it was how close it was to being not worth it.
Well, she gets the check, she gets the stuffed doll. What else could you ask for?
Yeah, another mark.
And the medal, that's right.
Yeah.
You can ask for that.
Yep, you can. And the points. Like
and the points.
The biggest thing we all play for is to get your chance to compete for the finals.
And those points all important.
Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest things people don't realize in this. You're bummed because you lose, bummed because you win, or bummed that you win, but you're just, the whole thing is we're all working towards making the finals because that is the big
And especially for Linda, who is from Mexico. She now lives in the Salt Lake City area with her husband, Steve, but obviously that's her home country. She wants to go back home. She still represents Mexico, and she dearly wants to be there in October.
And as of right now, Steve and her both would make the finals, which would be a very cool thing to do.
They both picked up 18 points today, finishing in third place with the bronze medal.
Yeah.
But the big points in women's competition go to Natalia Avdieva. 25 big ones for Natalia. And looking at the standings after stage 2, Natalia Avdieva was trying to find her. We'll go up a little bit here, and there we go. So Natalia Avdieva, I do not believe, was even in the top 10 after stage 2, but she'll be in contention now.
Yeah, they figure that should jump her up into... She will jump into like third after that finish, which will be a...
Avdieva the gold, Usquiano the silver, and Ochoa the bronze. And as you were saying, Real, that should vault her high up into the standings.
Yeah, and that'll give her a shot at the finals. Like I said, that's all, I mean, that's all what we all work for the end, you know, because it's a huge honor to get to go there, and because you're only allowed so many.
Sure.
And like even in the U.S., we've talked about it, Steve and I, for the most part, if you look at it in the past, we'd be locks for the finals. But because being from the U.S., we've got enough talent behind us in Braden and Bridger, they could go win the whole thing and knock one of us out. So it's an interesting dynamics of the whole point system and the way it works, and it keeps you on your toes and it keeps things exciting. And so to move up into third with one tournament left is always a good feeling.
Sure. It brings out the best in every archer that's out here as they're fighting for those spots. And only 2 from each country can make it to the World Cup finals. And there's only really, when you look at it, 7 spots available altogether.
Yes.
And each nation can only send 2 at most.
Yeah, and the one part about Linda doing well here, it puts her in. So in a way, it kind of leaves all 8 positions open because she will probably earn a normal spot, and that way you'll get all 8.
Right, because the host country gets 1 spot naturally anyway. They're given that spot.
Yeah, and when someone earns it, it opens it up to an actual person that had earned it. So
that might benefit somebody else. Linda Ochoa doing well here today.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how that all plays out at stage 4 in Medellin next month, as many of the top archers in the world will be heading to South America. We'll go from Scandinavia to Europe to South America. All started in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Went to Turkey. And now we bring out the guys. And there's Steve Anderson of the United States, leading them out. Followed by Abhishek Verma and Ismail Ebadi of Iran. While that may have been the best match of the day between Linda Ochoa and Crystal Gov, and maybe the best individual performance of the day from start to finish, could have been the one by Abhishek Verma in that gold medal match.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, he started off with a 30, and we thought that one was in, but still 140. It's a solid performance. One of the highest score shot today. You know, and it was solid. I mean, we're wondering whether he even missed the one. You know, we were considering it was close enough to be in, so he didn't miss by very far if he missed.
Well, his final arrow was ruled a 9, and we thought it was in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember that first arrow of the second end, the only other 9 that he had. How far out was that?
Not very far, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah, so he shot solid. I mean, there was nothing very far away.
So he was just millimeters maybe away from shooting a perfect score.
Yep. And
there's Steve Anderson, the beneficiary of a A tough day, although Steve shot well. Steve put up 147 points himself. That's not shabby.
No, not at all.
That's not shabby.
Not at all.
148 won a gold medal.
Yep, not at all. And the cool part, like we talk about Vermeer shooting his score, a lot of times the the gold medal matches are not as high as scores as the bronze medal matches. And so, because a lot of times in the bronze medal match, you lose, you don't really get anything. So it's a lot more of a dogfight to get anything. Where in the gold medal match, it's all about winning, and guys are it's a little more anxiety and stuff like that. So.
And he did well to keep his composure, to keep his attention focused when things were kind of falling apart for Martin Dansbo. And our heart goes out to Martin, but congratulations to Steve Anderson. He earned that.
Yep, 100%.
He still earned that. As did Esmail Abadi.
Yeah, he shot good.
Here's the question. Would you rather win the bronze medal? Well, that's silly. Even that, I mean, the silver medal's a little bit of a disappointment because you wanted the gold. Yep. But as you said a moment ago, in that bronze medal match, it's all or nothing.
Yes.
So if you win that bronze medal, you're going home with something. The other guy isn't.
Yep. Yeah.
Now you're assured of a medal in the gold medal match, and it's a disappointment when you win silver. So is it still better to win? Yeah, it's better to win silver. You get more points.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but it's also still.
But psychologically, I think the guy who wins the bronze is happier, don't you?
Yes, 100%. 100%, because you won your final match.
Right.
You know, it's whatever you say. Yes, the silver's great, but it's like I lost my match. The match that I wanted to win, I lost. So.
Well, we're lucky that we're getting things wrapped up now because the weather's moving in. In fact, I think we saw lightning just a moment ago. I know that caught Steve's attention. He's out there a little worried right now.
Yeah, when he's talking to everybody else.
"13 thunderbolts off the bow of Abhishek Verma, and he wins the gold medal, 148 to 145 to pick up the 25 World Cup points and certainly put himself into the picture for the World Cup finals in Mexico City come October. Steve Anderson did the same, and of course Esmail Abadi also has to be factored into this. So some outstanding shooting, and we're lucky, Rio, that we've all wrapped up because I think some weather's headed our way.
By the looks of it, definitely. The flags are moving, the curtains are moving around us, and it definitely looks like it's going to get interesting.
So we'll have to see what happens, and if the weather holds true to form for tomorrow. If it's a hot and sunny day, you can see the dark clouds in the background there above the tree line here in Centennial Park and Centennial Hall in Wroclaw, Poland, where it's been a great day. Recapping for you very quickly, earlier today in the team competition, Russia wins the gold medal on the women's side. Italy gets the silver, and the USA takes home the bronze. On the men's side of the team competition, it was Denmark getting gold, the USA silver, and Italy the bronze. In mixed team competition this afternoon, Denmark, another gold medal, Iran, a silver, and the USA captures the bronze. Braden Gellantine and Crystal Gauvin getting that bronze medal. Then an individual competition, Linda Ochoa in the thriller wins by 1 over Crystal Gauvin for the bronze medal. Then Natalia Avdieva defeats Alejandra Usquiano for the gold medal. In men's team competition, or in men's individual competition, Steve Anderson picks up a bronze medal against Martin Dansbo, and Abhishek Verma with a dominating performance from start to finish gets the gold. Well, our thanks to Fila, Kia, Sport Toto, Longines, and Turkish Airlines for their support of World Cup archery. Congratulations to all who medaled and to all who came from far and near to compete. Hey, we're just getting started this weekend. Tomorrow in recurve, we'll get to watch Jean-Charles Valadon, Aido Roman, Maro Nespoli, Deepika Kumari, and 2 young, promising Americans, Zach Garrett and Mackenzie Brown. All that and more in the recurve medal matches coming up on Sunday. Rio, thanks so much. Enjoyed it, my friend.
Thank you, as always. It's a good time.
It was fun. Till tomorrow, I'm Carl Arky saying thanks for your time. This time, till next time, good morning, good afternoon, and good night from Wroclaw, Poland, and Stage 3 of the 2015 Archery World Cup Tour.